What is the procedure for making a claim of adverse possession? Hello, I'm Jack McLaughlin, licensed broker and president of My Broker Donates. And today we're going to talk about getting ownership of someone else's property for free. And as always, I want you to remember the first rule of real estate: no surprises, at least no surprises for you. Do you know that show Storage Wars? People put valuable personal property in a storage locker, quit paying rent, and never return. The same thing can happen with homes, and we'll get to that shortly. Many think that real estate costs too much. Here are some ways to get property for free. As a landowner, you may be surprised to learn that under certain circumstances, a trespasser can come onto land, occupy it, and gain legal ownership of it. One kind of trespass is using another's property as an owner would use it. If someone drives across a neighbor's land every day, it is a trespass unless the owner has granted permission or the driver has a legal right called an easement to use that part of the neighbor's land. The other neighbor who just put up a fence 2 feet over the boundary line is trespassing, as is the one whose garage has been in the wrong place on the neighbor's property for several years. These trespassers can also be asked to leave or warned away, but there's a chance that any of them may in fact have a legal claim to the property through prescriptive easement. Typically, a prescriptive easement is created when someone uses land for access, such as a driveway or a beach path or a shortcut. But many times, a neighbor has simply begun using a part of the adjoining property. He may have farmed it or even have built on it. After the time requirement is met for a particular state, the trespasser gains a legal right to use the property. When the trespassing is done by the public, a public right to use property can be created. It's often called an implied dedication instead of a prescriptive easement. What can the owner do? The most effective action is to give permission. Then the occupation is no longer hostile. Another way is to offer to rent the property to the trespasser. Sometimes an owner leaves a home and for whatever reason never returns. A trespasser is entitled to legal ownership of that home by claim of adverse possession if his occupation of the property is hostile, actual, open and notorious, exclusive, and continuous for a period of years set by state statute. Some states, such as California, also require the trespasser to have paid the local property taxes on the land. The time required, which varies from state to state, is usually 20 years, but it can be as short as 5 years when the trespasser pays those taxes. Once all terms are met, the trespasser may claim the property. We're brokers, not attorneys or tax experts, so if you have specific questions, contact a local realtor. If you don't know one, we're happy to connect you to a great one for free. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, have fun with real estate.